Hello and welcome. This is Africa in 10 minutes, where we bring to you the top business news in Africa, courtesy Footprint to Africa. I am Mirabel Adeladia, and here are the headlines. In South Africa, MasterCard targets South Africa's 3.2 billion informal retail sector with now mobile payment solution. Board of Lafarge Africa approves merger with Unichem and Atlas Cement. 128.7 million shares of Dangote Cement sold to Dubai investors. Africa Development Bank, AFDB, and EU commits $9 million to 100-kilometer Abidjan-Lagos highway. Now the news in detail. MasterCard, a leading stakeholder in the global payments industry, is looking to capitalize on South Africa's 46 billion rand informal retail sector following a partnership agreement between Spazam, a Durban-based tech company. The two organizations aim to bring secure, seamless, and convenient mobile payments to thousands of informal traders and convenience stores, better known as Spaza shops, in South Africa. Through this partnership, MasterCard has integrated its digital global payment service, MasterPass, into SpazApp, a free money-saving Android application that connects a community of informal traders directly to big, fast-moving consumer goods, FMCG, brands including Unilever and Tiger brands. By matching up SpazApp's extensive supply and distribution network with digital payments and acceptance solutions from MasterCard, we are able to help these shop owners build a better future and serve their customers who are themselves demanding safer and more convenient ways to pay, Elliott added. Our goal is to uplift last-mile traders and disadvantaged communities by simplifying the buying process for small informal traders through competitive pricing and collective bargaining power, says Tim Strang, CEO of SpazApp. The Board of Directors of Lafarge Africa plc has approved the merger with United Cement Company of Nigeria Limited, Unichem, and Atlas Cement Company Limited, following a court-ordered meeting in Lagos. According to the chairman of Lafarge Africa, Bolaji Balogun, the merger will help to streamline the operations of Unichem and Atlas, as well as to reduce the operating costs by consolidating the cement manufacturing and marketing businesses for better management and efficiency. The chairman noticed that the realization of these synergies is expected to result in improved returns to shareholders and become beneficial to other stakeholders, including employees and customers of Lafarge Africa, Unichem, and Atlas. He added that it will also eliminate cost inefficiencies arising from duplication of resources, such human resources, financial reporting, operating and administrative expenses, amongst other, expected to be significantly reduced post-merger. Lafarge Africa is the sole shareholder of Unichem and Atlas, with Lafarge Africa holding an indirect 100% equity shareholding in Unichem and Atlas. Atlas was commissioned for operation in 2001 in Rivers State, Nigeria, within the Federal Ocean Terminal on, and the plant was operated on a floating vessel which had a nominal capacity to pack 500,000 metric tons of cement annually. Dangote Industries Limited, DIL, has sold an additional stake in Dangote Cement to investors based in Dubai. 128.7 million shares were sold at a price of 210 naira per share with an estimated value of 27 billion naira. DIL is the investment vehicle through which Aliko Dangote maintains a controlling stake in Dangote Cement and other companies within the Dangote Group. DIL had in August 2017 sold 416 million shares to foreign investors in a deal valued at 88.1 billion naira. DIL had in 2013 sold a 1.5% stake in Dangote Cement to South Africa's Public Investment Corporation for $289.3 million and a 1.4% stake in Sovereign Fund Investment Corporation of Dubai in 2014 for $300 million. Dangote Cement shares closed at 238 naira in yesterday's trading session on the Nigerian Stock Exchange, up 3.93%. Year-to-date shares are up to 36.7%. The proposed construction of a 1,008-kilometer highway that will connect Abidjan to Lagos is set to receive a major boost. as the African Development Bank and the European Union prepare to inject $9 million into the project. According to Alain de Souza, President of the Commission of the Economic Community of West African States, an agreement has been reached with the AFDB and the EU to inject the much-needed funding for the project. Abidjan-Lagos corridor, which will pass through the 5 countries, Côte d'Ivoire, Ghana, Togo, Benin, and Nigeria, will serve local seaports where transits are about 90% of the region's exports and 60% of its imports are transported. Mr. Alain de Souza explained that the money promised by the 2 institutions will cover only the operational stage of the project. Given that the related feasibility study, which could begin by next January, is financed by each participating country with $1 million each when completed, the project is expected to contribute immensely to the region's integration as well as to help improve sub-regional trade amongst ECOWAS member states. Africa should create an environment that promotes trade and investment in order to allow its economies to grow, Olavo Korea, Cape Verde Minister of Finance, has said. Speaking at a closing ceremony for a series of events dubbed Advanced Structured Trade Finance Seminar and Workshop last week, the minister said that Cape Verde was already working to solve challenges posed by transportation, which he cited as one of the key barriers to effective regional trade. Our continent needs to grow in order to fight the problems we have, such as poverty, and we must speed up the transformation if we want to see the results, said Mr. Korea in an address at the event, which was organized by the African Export-Import Bank, Afreximbank. There is no economic growth without trade, and we must work to improve and provide a political, economic, and social environment in order to reinforce regional exchanges, he said. Highlighting the importance of intra-African trade, he stated that Cape Verde was developing increased maritime and air links and was aiming to become a major transport hub serving the African continent by developing excellent links to Africa, Europe, North America, and South America, the finance minister said. That development would not be possible without the help of the Afreximbank, which has opened new lines of credit, helped with pre-financing, and was providing other tools to Cape Verde, he said. Several speakers from Africa, Europe, and Asia highlighted Africa's potential and said that the potential could be realized through increased intra-African trade and diversification away from commodities. The event, the 7th in the annual series, was attended by more than 200 high-profile participants, including chief executive officers, managing directors, and senior managers representing banks, other financial institutions, and entities involved in promoting trade. About 1,800 finance professionals have taken part in the seminars and workshops since they were introduced. That concludes the news of the week. Please stay tuned for a recap of the stories. In South Africa, MasterCard targets South Africa's $3.2 billion informal retail sector with now mobile payment solution. Board of Lafarge Africa approves merger with Unichem and Atlas Cement. 128.7 million shares of Dangote Cement sold to Dubai investors. Africa Development Bank, AFDB, and EU commits $9 million to 100-kilometer Abidjan-Lagos highway. Cape Verde moves to improve its transport network as country addresses key barriers to effective regional trade in Africa. To keep up with trending business news in Africa, stay connected. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, and connect with us on LinkedIn. These news and reports are called from Footprint to Africa. For daily updates and more business news in Africa, log on to www.footprinttoafrica.com today. Footprint to Africa, business news made in Africa by Africans.